Good evening, everybody. This is Andrew with the National Truck Driving School, and I want to welcome everybody to our live Tuesday night webinar, July the 3rd, 2018. I want to introduce our host for this evening is Mr. Rob Nelson, and Rob has been here at National Training a little bit over 36 years, has helped thousands of men and women get into the trucking industry. How are you doing tonight, Rob?
I'm doing great, Andrew, and always a pleasure being here. It's a great company. We're going to see some beautiful equipment. We've seen it before, haven't we? Really
Yep.
neat.
Tonight we got a flatbed company on, Rob,
Right.
and it's TMC, and Kyle is supposed to be on with us tonight. And while we're waiting on Kyle to get here, let's go ahead and do some housekeeping here. Okay. Some of you are watching on your phone, others are on your tablet, some maybe on your laptop, or like me, maybe you're up on your computer. There's a control panel there. I want to tell you how everything works. Number one is the little microphone icon. Yours should be orange. It'll either have a phone or a microphone there. It has a line through it. We are in the listen-only mode for the first part of the webinar tonight. If you want to ask questions, number two is the hand. I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and click on the little hand icon. See if you can find that. Very good. Let's everybody go ahead and click on the hand. Leave it up. David, Raul, can you see that? Jim, thank you. I see your hand there. Paul, I see your hand. Thomas, very good. Very good, David. You're up there. If you have any questions throughout the webinar tonight, feel free to raise your hand, and Rob and I will slow down, and answer any of the questions that you might have. We're also able to open up the microphone so that you can talk live to us. Number three is the questions, the little question mark, and Rob and I use the questions as a chat. We can chat back and forth to each other, or we can chat to the whole group. So go ahead and feel free. You don't want to talk in front of a lot of people tonight. Feel free to go ahead and ask your questions on the questions bar. We have no handouts for you tonight. A couple of poll questions I think we have tonight as well. So that'll come shortly. Rob, let's start with you. Let's talk a little bit about who we are.
Always love to do that, Andrew. Of course, we started back in '78 as a proprietary post-secondary vocational educational institution. And of course, we've still got that guideline, and it's tremendous for us because this provides us with a strong curriculum, and we live up to that. Programs here emphasize the practical and usable skills, and these are blended with a relevant general education foundation. Caring environment? Oh, there's no doubt about that. Personal attention, close faculty-student interaction, the guys like ourselves out in the field, Andrew, or the people, right, the guys, the trainers in actually doing the training, they're right there with the very close involvement with the students. Open door admission always, Andrew, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, we're the oldest private truck driving school in Florida, probably one of the oldest in the country, but we got state-of-the-art training facilities, 350 acres with a 1.25 mile, 2-lane highway. My God, who has that? We've graduated over 38,000 students since 1978, so that must say something for us, Andrew.
Yep, Rob, I get the question all the time from the people I talk to, the students that come in, why drive a truck for a living? And I know you get it as well. And we hear everything from, the great money to love to drive. I love to see the country. I just going through a divorce. I want to clear my head. My lifestyle is changing, or it's a second career or sometimes a third career. The number one answer to that, though, is why drive a truck for a living, though, is job security. We went through this bad recession, 2007, 2008, 2009, terrible recession. Trucking industry didn't have any layoffs. Okay, so they actually hired more people during that time. The guys that were truckers didn't have to get to 30-hour jobs in order to get their health insurance. Everything stayed the same in the trucking industry. And when we talk about trucking industry, it could be local driving, it could be over the road, it could be regional, okay, it could be dedicated, locked onto a Fortune 500 company and a company. So lots of different drivers. Our drivers go on all of the different highways around the country. Rob, talk a little bit about, the trucks today.
Yeah, well, for sure, Andrew. We got, our students come from all over, and everybody's very diverse. As far as what I mean on that is that some want to drive local, regional, over the road. So we've got the tractors to match that up. There's the left one on there. That's your day cab, of course, which you'll see coming down the highway, delivering usually to restaurants and places like that. These are your next two are, what we call your conventional condos. They're the regular sleepers, I should say. They're not as large as the conventional condos, which are the last two. But of course, the transmissions on a lot of them we run 9, 10, some 13. We run everything up at our school. And of course, we've got automatics. They're not in this picture, but they're just about brand new internationals, Andrew. They're beautiful cabs, really.
Yeah, nice trucks. And again, the trucks today, Rob, have changed a lot since you drove 50 years ago.
Oh my God, this makes me want to go back on the road, Andrew, every time you show this picture. And This is a work truck too. I mean, this is not
a work truck right here.
Yeah, this is a regular, like your major carrier would be running today. Why are they doing this? Because it's very competitive out there. They're competing with, God, how many other companies to get good people? Well, that's what they're doing. So they're offering more to the driver who's going to go on the road. Look at that! Isn't that a beautiful?
And comfort is a big deal.
Yes, look at that! Isn't that gorgeous in there? And
air ride seats, both seats air ride.
Wow. Full leather too, And this is the whole thing. They're lumbar assisted. Everything is right there. It's all fingertip control. If you poke in that steering wheel right over there, you can see all the different settings, just like your automatic, just like your cars today. Everything is controlled. Your radios, it's really amazing.
This one here is probably an owner-operator, Rob.
Definitely with those colors, yeah.
This guy put some lights in the bottom here and really kind of tricked it out a bit.
That's what they can do. They can do all of this. Now, this one is a nice run of a company truck, how that twists right around. That's a two-man operation, and there's a bunk that pulls right down on top of that first one on the bottom there. And you can see the way it's set up with the TV and the microwave above. On the other side, you don't see it, but it'll be your regular refrigerator and so forth on that, storage units, etc. That turns right around, makes it comfort. That little table pops up, goes back in, so it doesn't interfere with anything. There's even, if you look underneath there you've got your file cabinet that's built in down below. So it's got about everything. Everything you need.
And then, of course, here's another owner-operator. He's got the wood floors. And you notice here, Rob, everybody now is on the electronic logs.
Absolutely.
ELDs. And, of course, we teach this at the school, but we also still teach the paper logs because we all know that electronics will go down.
Got to carry one all the time. Exactly.
Yep. Okay. A lot of different driving jobs out there, over the road, regional, dedicated, local. Then you got your regular trailers, your box trailers. You got your reefers, right? Refrigeration units. You got flatbeds. You got tankers. You got intermodal, and you got oil fields. So lots of different jobs out there. And the Department of Labor Statistics, they're going to say right now that the general median wage for trucker $43,520, specialized freight $41,000, wholesale trade about $40,000. In plain English, you're making $700, $800, $900, $1,000 a week. That's good money.
Very good,
Team drivers can even double or triple that amount of money. And then there's also opportunity for trainers out there today after 6 to 9 months of working. Rob, talk a little bit about the qualifications of the industry and then about our school as well.
We're going to be, of course, everybody knows that companies are going to look at you upside down and backwards, but we are also too, because again, there's no sense for anybody coming to school who's not telling us the right things. We will find out if for any reason we miss it. They will find out. There's no doubt about it, but we don't want that to happen, certainly. We're going to look at your driving record, any kind of criminal background, physical abilities, of course, administer. Can you pass that drug screen, which we do usually the first day that you're here, like everything else. Most important, we want to know that your intensity there is to succeed. And can you benefit from this training? This is the most important thing. Are you employable? There's no doubt about that. That is so important. There's no sense wasting your time and money in our time also to train you, and you can't get a job. That's silly. So we want to
Right.
make sure all of this comes together.
Right. So, Rob, our program is a 4-week program. The first week, a lot of classroom, a little bit outside. They'll go do pre-trip in the first week. The second week, they're out there on that 1.25-mile highway, working in the backing pad. By the end of the second week, now they're out onto the public roadways. Here's an instructor the very first day, up with the students, explaining every gauge, what it does, and why they need to keep track of it. And, of course, the pearl of national training is right here, that 1.25-mile highway.
It's, this in itself will show what kind of school national training is. Just look at that. There's no other place in the country, and we've been all over looking for anything that was close to our training facility. There is none. Actually, you can drive on that at regular speed. You're not the other schools, of course, if you're lucky if you get it to second or third speed, and then they put you out on the highway. We're not going to do that. We want to make sure that you can handle yourself before you get to highway driving. You're developing a skill, and that's so important. And over there, of course, there we go where Andrew's the pointer. That's our backing and docking areas. There's your little hooking up, docking, backing in on the blind side, all different types of backing directions. And then, of course, over and right in that area there, that's pre-trip. Over in this, on right in where Andrew has that pointer, where we're going to actually get into that. And, of course, hooking up and docking. We're going to go through everything here, of course. And then you're going to go out on the highway from here. This is so important. We want to make sure that you get everything. Of course, we're third-party testing. The companies are here, and they come to our school and are recruiting constantly. So you have a benefit of getting into local, regional, over the road.
Rob, one of the things I'm most proud of here at National Training is our Career Services Department, or our Placement Department, and that has expanded and grown so much in the 38 years. The Graduate to Work program, I believe you were one of the ones that started that back in the day.
A little tough for this too, Andrew. It was a lot tougher.
Well, yeah, people didn't want to hire students back in those days.
They didn't know anything about students. They were just, that wasn't their thing. It was hard for them. But they came around, and then, of course, that's all they're looking for today. Anybody with training, you've got to have that professional training from an accredited school, of course.
Right. And, of course, they do the one-on-one interviews. Not everybody's there to be a road warrior, to go over the road. Not everybody there is to stay local. There's a lot of in-between those two types of jobs, and we can match you up with the right company. And then, of course, we have our own job boards as well, and these job boards are doing fantastic. We have so many students that come on and actually apply for their jobs right on our job board. I have somebody that they put new jobs on every week. They take the old jobs off. They open and close the jobs as the companies need them, and they're in touch with the companies every single day. So the job boards are good. You can look at that. Then, of course, the way we have it worked out is we have a history of the company as well. You can even look to see how many other students from National are working there. And then, of course, we even go down to who the person is that's going to interview you and their bio. So going into the interview, you have a lot of information. A lot of students come in from out of town, South Florida, North Florida, different states. Where do I stay? The simple question is easy. You can stay anywhere you want. But if you're looking for the best deal, we suggest the Green Cove Springs Inn. It's located 7 miles from the training facility. It's got microwave, refrigerator, cable, HBO, free Wi-Fi. And, if you're there for the 3 weeks, including the 4 weeks, including the weekends, about $26 a night, or about $703. Now, the cost, the fees, and the financing for our truck driving program, we don't hide anything. It's on our website. It's in all of our books. $64.95. $64.95. There is a $75 administration fee, brings it up to $65.70. And financing, good credit, bad credit, no credit. As long as you have the intensity to succeed, we can help you. Now, in some cases, you're going to need a cosigner, and the cosigner is going to have to be pretty good, somewhere around 660, 700, in order to help you if your score is low. We use different banks. We use Wells Fargo, Jax Federal, and then we have a couple of different financing companies that if you qualify, we will help you with that as well. It's all good. We've been doing this for a very, very long time. We have the companies and we have the jobs. We have the industry recognition. We have impeccable governmental relationships. We have guaranteed tuition financing from everyone. We have over 38,000 graduates that possibly came here before you tonight. And we have a program that is really, really fun to complete. Best of all, though, we have an awesome, awesome training facility right here in Green Cove Springs. Of course, I want to thank our students that come from the the Department of Veterans Affairs, the VA, our post 9/11, our VEEK students, Chapter 30, all of our Department of Vocational Rehab program students, our state voc rehabs around the country, all the different state workforces that work with us, and of course the Bureau of Indian Affairs, all the different Indian tribes that send their members to national because they know what they're getting. They're getting the experience, and they're able to get jobs. National training is where the trucking companies come for new drivers, and tonight our guest is Kyle with TMC. Kyle, are you there? Kyle? Not seeing him here. Well, let me pull up his website real quick here and talk about TMC real quick. And TMC is an excellent, excellent flatbed company. And they're probably one of the top flatbedding companies out there. And Rob, why would somebody want to be in a flatbed company rather than a box truck?
That's a good question, Andrew, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is because I've heard it from many drivers and so forth why they went into it out of school because somebody else in their family did and they liked it. A lot of you, when you general freight, you have to back in between doors and you got to sit there and wait your turn to get unloaded. Normally, with a flatbed, you're going into Lowe's or Home Depot or one of those places, you're delivering whatever it might be on that, whether it's shingles or it might be lumber, whatever it might be. There's a tarp on it, you're going to pull it off, and from there, everything's on pallets. So they want to get you out of that particular spot. You're blocking up a lot of room. So if you get there, if you're supposed to be there at 7:30 or 7 o'clock, you get there because they want you in and out. They don't want you tying up things because that's always a busy place for them. And that's usually the big reason. You're in and you're out. And it's usually an easy operation because it's usually a drive-through. It's not backing and docking between all kinds of tight situations. That's why a lot of guys want to get into flatbed, Andrew, simply as that. Money's excellent. We've got some excellent carriers, even besides these people here.
Remember that kid that you enrolled a lot of years ago? He was 18 when he came around. He was 21. You got him into the program, and he went out flatbed, and he did very, very well.
Yeah, he did very, very well, and he stayed with it.
He wanted to be a flatbedder just for the exercise of it, throwing the tarps.
General freight, he says that's too much of just sitting there, and he was putting on a lot of weight. So he just went into that. And it didn't make any difference. You're not really doing it. The only thing you have to do, I guess the toughest part of flatbedding, and Kyle would tell you if he was here, is the proper folding it up, and putting it away neatly and so forth. And there's a procedure for that. And, when you go on with the companies, they know that you know how to drive because you graduated our school. It's just they're going to show you some of these things the way that you've never done before, and that's all. That's the main thing.
Right.
And, of course, their operating procedures.
One of the other things that, Kyle talks about a lot, we always ask the question, how much is our guys going to make? And, the apprentice driver, those who attend the 2-week orientation, bear $600 a week for orientation. So it's guaranteed the first 2 weeks, $600. Most of the other companies, Rob, usually around $400 or $500. $400
or $500, exactly. Yeah. But I want to show you another thing why TMC really. Go back to that picture of their tractor with the the flatbed operator. All the way up to the top there. The one was showing with the tractor.
Okay, hold on.
All right, that's good. That's a great one right there. All right, you see that? That is a Peterbilt. Now, you would think now a company, a lot of our companies, they want to show their finest tractor. Maybe the top guy in their fleet has this particular Peterbilt. No, all of their equipment look like that. They're all Peterbilts. They're all beautiful like that. When you come out of school, you say, oh, I'm going to start with the oldest. They'll give me some old piece of crap. No, sir. This is what they give you when you come out of school. Isn't that something? I mean, that's it. You train in one, and you're going to drop right into one of those. And to me,
Kyle was down at the school today at lunchtime, and basically he said that they don't really have any trucks that are more than 23 months old.
No, I know. They're all gorgeous trucks. I mean, look at
leather seat, top of the line interior packages, power heated mirrors, CBs, power steering, power windows, wingman collision warning system. That's excellent. 13 and 9-speed transmissions, automatic transmissions, and I think he did say they're leaning a lot on automatics now as well. Yeah, and then of course they use Qualcomm for their communication and for their logging system. So a lot of we'll take a look at more some of their equipment.
Oh, I've never seen. I see them on the road. I slow down and just go by them slowly because they were so sharp looking. Everybody thinks that they're owner operators because the way they're dressed out, but that's the way they want them. The trailers are just as beautiful. They're the most expensive. I forget the brand, but one of the most expensive. They're all stainless steel, and they've got it all set up. They're just air ride suspension, of course, and sliding. They're tandem slides.
Yeah, really nice stuff. Really nice stuff.
There's a spread axle which ride. Now, spread axle are really nice because they ride beautiful. Spread axle actually ride better than the ones that are set together in the rear. But the reason they do that, you can raise that middle one up, and it saves them on the cost factor for actually mileage. Paying the U.S. tax on road miles.
Right. Of course, TMC also does very well with their benefits. Of course, they got the health insurance benefits. Take a look at this single coverage available just the driver, $31.50 per week.
Yes.
The company picks up the rest. For a family coverage for a week, only $122.
Right.
That's pretty good. Now, the other big thing about TMC, this is an employee-owned company.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So you got a stock option plan there. You got a flexible spending account, and of course, if you're going to do your, when you come into class, we'll talk about per diem pay,
right,
and about taxes. We'll do that there. 401k retirement, again, prepaid. Other benefits include weekly pay through direct deposit, paid vacations, rider program for the immediate family, minimum age of 10, web access to weekly settlements, truck tracking, kids clubs, and more. Free room for the drivers at the TMC Hospitality Center when they're in Des Moines. And then, of course, the apprenticeship trainer program. So this is anybody that's in the military or wants to use their GI Bill to kind of buy down your GI Bill. You can do that. I think that's pretty much what we have here. Did we forget anything, Rob?
No, I don't think so, because as I say, if you guys, you can't even miss one of these going down the highway. If they're coming down the opposite way, this is what you'll see. It's like in Fleck, it just stands out so much.
Yep. So they're started back in 1972. Mm-hmm. Harold Arnett is the president now. Beautiful company.
Yes, it is.
If anybody has any questions that we might be able to answer, I'm not real sure where Kyle is tonight. He knew about it. He may have got stuck somewhere. Couldn't get an internet connection where he is. You can raise your hand and we'll answer any questions we can for you. All right. A couple other things, questions. I'm not seeing any hands. I'm not seeing any. I don't see anybody. I just threw out a poll question. How long have you been thinking about truck driving? Less than a year or more than a year? Everybody go ahead and click one of those. Everybody click an answer there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up, David has a question. I'm going to open up his phone line here. David, if you go ahead and click on your microphone, we should be able to hear you. Go ahead.
Hi there.
Hey, David. What's your question?
What does your credit score have to be typically to get financing?
If you have a credit score of 660 or better, you don't need a cosigner. If it's below the 660, you'll need a cosigner.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of rough actually. Right
Yeah,
now.
we'll work with you though. There's other ways to do it as well. There's workforce. There's voc rehab. If you have you filled out your qualifying form yet?
No, I have not.
Fill out your qualifying form, and then they'll work with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
How'd you like that equipment, David?
Yeah. He hung up there, or
Okay.
closed up his microphone anyway. All right. So next week, Rob, I'm not sure who we have next week. Do you remember?
Not at all, Andrew. Really don't know.
I'll tell you in just a second. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
This is big though. July the 14th, Saturday at 9:30, July the 14th, open house. We're going to do truck driving. We're also going to do heavy equipment operator at this. And Windy Hill Foliage is going to be up there. And I believe somebody from Comcar is going to be there as well.
Great.
Right, before we sign out, I just want to go look on the website real quick to see
All right.
who's next week is. Yeah, I'm thinking Kyle got started on his holiday.
He probably had a drive, you know what I mean? Wherever
Yeah,
he is.
get home from wherever he was. I think he's up in North Carolina somewhere. All right, so we want events, weekly webinars. Next week, we're going to have Covenant.
Oh, very good.
Frank Bradley. Frank is always good.
Yeah, he's always usually here too. He's very good like that.
Actually, I think looks like that's on the 17th. I think maybe there is none next week.
Oh yeah. Why?
I'm not sure. Unless they. Yeah, I don't see anything for the 10th. He's on the 17th. It says here.
Oh.
The 18th we have another heavy.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll check to see if maybe they didn't post somebody for next week. All right. Righty. All right, let me go ahead and. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Thank you, Paul, Thomas, Raul, Bill, George, Lawrence. Okay, Patty. Okay, great. Thanks for coming tonight. National Training Truck Webinar. I apologize for Kyle not being here. Contact your representative or admissions office first thing tomorrow, 1-800-488-7364. Your lost time is costing you big money. It's all good. Just make sure you call. Rob, tell everybody how to get out of here tonight.
Sure will. Bring that screen up.
Yep, let me, I forgot to close this one. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, all you got to do is just hit that file, number 2, and drop down.
File, exit, leave webinar.
That's all you need to do. It'll take you right on out. No problem.
Very good. With a minute to spare, Mr. Nelson.
Yeah.
We did good.
That was good. You know, I was trying to, that's something, I can't even think of her name. I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago. Somebody asked me a question about something, and I didn't know. I thought she was still with Covenant.
Oh, Sheila?
No, not Sheila. You know our old gal that's always been
Holly McDonald.
That's a good thing. And then I traced her down to a company that hauls chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, she's with Cartage.
You're right, and they take students, which I was very surprised. I didn't know anything like that. Is that right? Oh.
Yes.
I don't even know what kind of company. I never even heard of it before she told me a little bit about it. So I'm not really, Is she? Have you talked to her a little bit since?
Yeah. I talk to her pretty much every week.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I haven't talked to her in a couple of weeks, but she's doing all right.
Yeah,
good. I just saw her on Facebook a few minutes ago.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know, but I mean, are you going to ever have her on, you think, or is it some?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's always a new face. It's a new face. I mean, old face, new company. That's great.
Yeah. The thing with them is they don't hire from this area.
Oh no.
They don't hire from Jacksonville, I don't believe.
Well, where is she located? What's her?
She travels around.
Oh, I know, but where's their base operation?
Oh, they're in the Midwest somewhere. I know that she went out to the Midwest to get the job.
Oh, wow.
And then she was out there for 2 or 3 weeks. And she was actually working for us when she was out there.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, somebody wants to run coast to coast or any place. They must come into Florida, evidently, right?
Well, yeah, they do, but they don't have a terminal.
Oh, okay. All right.
So.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
You have a good holiday tomorrow, Rob.
Good.
And, maybe we'll meet up. Are you going to come up on the 14th?
I will see if I can or not. I can't really tell you right at this time.
All right.
When is that? That's next. Is it next Saturday? Is it?
2 Saturdays from now. 2 Saturdays.
Wait.
2 Saturdays.
Oh, well, no. This coming Saturday and the 14th is the next one.
Right.
Good. Yeah, I'll try to make it up there if I can.
Okay. Good. Right. I think Larry will be there too.
Oh, all right. Good deal.
All right.
Good deal. All right. Great.
Thanks.
Talk to you later. Good talk.
All right. Bye-bye.